Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you all back. Good to see all of you back. Okay, chalo, let's get started. So today's session is about emotion that creates action. याद रहेगा ये जो स्टोरी टेलिंग होता है ना, कुछ लोगों का बात सुनना बहुत अच्छा लगता है. The way the people speak actually moves another person. देखो, and this week it is all about communication, 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 communication. Okay. Today being a Friday, we are going to end this series on communication with this. Most clients don't ignore your advice because it is wrong. They ignore it because it doesn't move them internally. And that's the truth. लॉजिक वगैरह आप बहुत अच्छा एक्सप्लेन करते हो. आप नंबर्स भी दिखा रहे हो, आप फंड कंपैरिजन, चार्ट्स, ग्राफ्स, एवरीथिंग. एंड स्टिल द क्लाइंट डिले करता है, हेजिटेट करता है, लेट मी थिंक अबाउट इट बोलता है, बिकॉज इंफॉर्मेशन डज नॉट क्रिएट एक्शन. उसके लिए चाहिए इमोशन. Emotion creates action. Now think about your own meetings. When you speak to clients, do they feel something or do they just hear something? दोनों में बहुत अंतर है. Do they feel something or do they just hear something? Because if they only hear you, they will forget. But if they feel it, they will act. This is where many MFDs advisors struggle. You speak the data. They speak the data. But the client think in stories. They explain markets, but client relates to situations. They present options, but the client is looking for clarity. And here is the shift you may try to make. Clients don't act when they understand your logic. They act when they see themselves in what you are saying. वो अपने आप को देख पा रहा है in that story, in that whatever your conversation you're saying. And the advisor who can do that doesn't need to convince, doesn't need to chase, doesn't need to follow up endlessly. Today's session is about making that shift happen. Not about more knowledge, not about any better products, but how to communicate in a way that moves people. Because at the end of today's session, remember, or maybe at the end of the day, in your business, money doesn't move on logic alone. It moves when the story feels real. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to present this deck and we will start off immediately. Give me a second and I'm going to share today's presentation deck. Another, hopefully, a timeless one. The storytelling blueprint. It is a 6-step communication architecture to turn a client hesitation into a decisive action. Okay. Clients don't act when they understand. They act when they recognize themselves in your story. वो अपने आप को देख पा रहा है in what you are saying. When you are lecturing theory, the client will understand. They will nod, but there will be inaction. When they have a relatable story, client will recognize themselves. It will get them into a decisive action. There is a 6-step conversion bridge. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. पहला phase है the current state, the anchor. फिर चला जाता है the friction stage, which is the tension phase, and then the resolution phase, which is the action phase. Anchor, tension, action. Okay. In the anchor phase, which is the current state, start with a relatable person. Show the situation. Introduce the mistake. Show the consequences. Show the shift and bring it back to the client. ओके, सो ये आज समझेंगे. बहुत बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. जिन लोग थोड़ा बहुत सोचेंगे इसके बारे में, रिलेट कर पाएंगे, समझेंगे, This is extremely interesting, extremely interesting. Okay. एंड ऑल ऑफ यू नो आज मतलब 12 बजे ये सारे प्रेजेंटेशन डेक सब अपने कम्युनिटी पे अपलोड हो जाता है. यू कैन गो थ्रू इट एज मेनी नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स ओवर देयर. फेज वन में विच इज द एंकर फेज, जहां पर दो स्टेप्स होता है. ओके. डोंट स्टार्ट विथ थ्योरी, स्टार्ट विद द पर्सन. स्क्रिप्ट क्या है? आई वॉज स्पीकिंग टू ए क्लाइंट रिसेंटली. ही इज a business owner, similar stage as yours. क्लाइंट ने इमीडिएटली रिलेट कर लेता है. ओके. Step two, may no judgment, just reality. He was doing well, had money coming in, but most of it was either in bank or scattered investments. Phase two, introduce the tension. He kept waiting for the right time to invest properly. This is where the current client sees himself. Over time, he realized that while he was waiting, his money was not really growing. He lost time more than anything else. That creates the emotional discomfort. So, phase three, the resolution action. Present the solution as a natural shift. So we don't try to time the market. We created, so we didn't try to time the market. We created a simple structure and started gradually. That gave him clarity and peace of mind. I see a similar situation here. The opportunity is not about perfect timing. It's about starting the structure. देखो, डायरेक्ट एडवाइस ट्रिगर्स डिफेंसिव स्क्रूटिनी. डिफेंड कर देगा कट करके. थर्ड पार्टी स्टोरी ना will bypass the ego. It is a psychological bypass. Third party stories bypass the ego. Direct advice boom करके वापस कर देगा. The client internalizes the lesson without feeling criticized because the client thinks this is not advice, this is my story. Okay. So what are the golden rules? Keep it short. 30, 60 seconds. Use real life type situations. Don't sound like a lecture and never push at the end. Okay. So what are the three ready to use starters over here? The structure triggered. Most people I meet are not wrong in what they're doing. They're just not structured. A common pattern I see is people waiting for the perfect time and in the process losing time. Many clients don't lose money because of bad investments. They lose because they delay decisions. याद रहेगा? बहुत पावरफुल है. स्ट्रक्चर ट्रिगर, टाइमिंग ट्रिगर, डिले ट्रिगर. स्ट्रक्चर, टाइमिंग, डिले, तीनों को ट्रिगर कराना है. ओके. All right. So relatable person, situation, introduce the mistake, show the consequences, bring in the shift, and bring it back to the client. 30 to 60 seconds limit, real life situations, no lecturing, never push. Action requires recognition, not just comprehending. It needs recognition with themselves. All the best, everyone. Have a great day ahead. Enjoy the weekend and see you on Monday exactly at 10:10. Take care and happy investing. All the best.